All right. We're going to have a quick episode this week. We actually spent a tremendous amount of time, and we don't think we recorded any of it. We were trying to record us setting him up with his Surface tablet, which is wonderful. He is now officially up and going, and he's going to, I guess, I don't know, what do you want to do this week, Larry? Do you want to talk through issue 2? What do you feel like?
Let's go back to where we were. This is it. So now I've got the folder. I can start editing layers. Yay!
That'd be awesome.
A gift Robert brought in for both of us. Very nice.
I'll bring some more information in about this. This guy actually has a wonderful YouTube channel, and he had a book on there that I was like, that looks like a great book, so I bought Larry and I both a copy. Also, we found this wonderful comic studio in Portland. We'll be talking about that in a future episode. We're going to make it our goal. We're going to do that in Lansing, Kentucky.
You heard it here first. Space Girl Rockets.
Space Girl Rockets.
All right. And I've actually got where we left off marked. Sorry.
Should be page 11. Should be where you start.
Let's see if he is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
Look at that.
Start here.
All right.
All right.
Do you need room?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So here's what I can do. Check this out.
Yeah.
I can go lower.
Oh, hey, that's perfect right there.
Larry. All right.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Right there.
How's that looking? That looks like we have a light in the way.
Oh, let's do that then.
Yeah, because that can definitely crop.
How about that?
Here.
Wait,
Here.
I'm sorry.
Watch.
Stop.
Watch.
I'll
We can
stop.
do this. We can do this.
Look,
We're
there you go.
intelligent
Look at
people.
that.
We're intelligent. Mostly. Big win for the team. Here we go.
All right.
All right. We're recording. We're going to make that work. Okay.
Yeah. Looks like a sidewalk scene. This is going to be a storefront. Our main character is going to be walking down the sidewalk. And this is a lead-in to her talking to herself.
So we had this thing of the entire comic is constantly a narration from her.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to lighten that up a little bit. And so what we decided on was, what if she had a conversation with her in any reflection? Like, as you pointed out last time, she's been doing this for 5,000 years.
Right.
She's
kind of in her mind a little bit.
Wanted a cool way to have a conversation with herself. And so this is what we came up with. This page actually turns out quite awesome.
Right. And her reflection will actually act independently. So it'll actually talk back to her and move. And so this is a little more detail. Is this vector here?
I don't know. I think so. It looks pretty clean.
It does look very clean.
Yeah, that's definitely vector versus that.
And here's paint. Oh, this is still vector.
Yeah, I think we're vector. I think we're all vector there.
The color stage. And as you can see, whatever her reflection is telling her in this picture, she is
so
unhappy.
If you look at it,
Oh!
she's unhappy, and her reflection is basically pleading with her that, like, you've had a pretty good day. Why are you so negative, right? And so, what did she actually say there, Larry?
She says, cheer up, it's a beautiful day. Mankind is safe, your coffee was hot, and if you let yourself notice, he is trying. The big doofus. Oh. And on to page 12.
On page 12. So, we don't want to spend too much time on these pages because we didn't spend too much time on these pages.
Well, some of these...
Okay, so if you remember our story, it starts out with him drinking coffee, and he leaves to save the day. Now, again, he has no idea who she is. As far as her powers, he just thinks she's a cool girlfriend. And he has went and he has saved the day. He has no idea that he was getting ready to get shot.
Right.
And so now we are into the scene where, the police have come to lock up these people.
And the hero has saved the day. So
So
these were notes.
notes.
Wrong perspective. Truck needs to be lower in the frame. This is more into vector.
Yep. It's really just us filling out what you came up with there.
So the alleyway, sidewalk, street.
Which, to go back to exactly what Larry has came up with having these reference pictures. When you do a vector drawing, or you do a drawing in general, without a reference image, you make everything perfect, right? Like perfect. The person's in the center of the frame. The street comes straight to them. All of those things, right? It doesn't really work out that well. And so you can kind of see this right now. If you look into the back of the truck, it doesn't quite look the best. If it was just tilted a bit or something, a different angle, it would look way more realistic and better. But anyway, keep going.
Absolutely.
Let's see where we look at. Do the layout. Yeah, we started to do some drawings of the people. At the bottom, you see the sniper that was going to shoot him, kind of coming back around. We introduced a news crew, which is going to sort of go through the fact that he has a big head, and you'll kind of understand this once you see what the dialogue is.
Also, I'd like to interject. This is here in Lexington. This was actually an alleyway downtown Lexington. I believe this was Short Street before they renovated it and put the new road for the courthouse right between the parking garages. And where Thursday night live takes over and they play live music and everything downtown. So I think that was before all those renovations. And this was the parking garage for what was then First Security and then Central Bank downtown. I'm not sure what bank it is right now.
So
I'm sure someone can comment and tell us.
In the final copy of this will be colored. This is basically just where we went in. It's a step you take in the comic process. You have lines. Now, one of the things we do very differently, we don't add the shadows until after we color. And in a classic comic book or a classic comic art, they would do a lot of texturing and shading completely in black and white before they ever added color. And so we actually took a different approach. We actually have the basic outline, we add the color, then we cut away some of it and add the shadow.
Then, as you can see, we start
We're just
importing
Yep.
characters into the scene, the background.
I will say it's already apparent to me that we're really backing out of developing any of the other characters right now. We kind of have we had a great flow of developing characters, like who should they be, what should their backstory be. But at this point in time, we're already like, just get the page done. Just get the page done. Like there's two guys in the back there that got locked up, and they're in that van, and the news reporter is having a conversation with him. The whole thing is full of these wonderful characters that we should be telling you more about.
Right.
And we're not quite there. We're not quite there. We're in a hurry. But that's why you have more editions and more episodes. So
Right. This is a group of nefarious personnel that will be fleshed out as the comic proceeds. So we give you some clues to that. In fact, these two gentlemen in the back of this police van are saying, what do you think? Are the bruises worth it? If it worked, effect won't be noticed for 12 hours. So shut it, kid.
So the idea there is the entire crime was a reason to set up, a reason to distract him, and he was supposed to be injected with something, and so there's a timer set, and so we'll get into that later.
Exactly. So,
Page 13.
now I do want to say real quick that we are at Villainous again. It's a great place to visit. Good food. We had banana peppers again tonight. Good atmosphere. So if you get a chance, just check them out.
Always.
So
Absolutely the best staff. They
Very
treat us
friendly.
really well.
Yeah.
And they put up with us setting all this junk up
Yeah.
every week.
Yep. So page 13.
Okay. So you may not remember from the last episode, but she had already saved the day. She'd saved the entire planet. He had saved like 2 people in an alleyway.
Yeah.
So what's going on is the news is starting to cover him, like we just discussed on the last page. She's back at work, and so one of the themes here is she is constantly gawked at. And so we just want to say that was intentional, that we're playing with who she is and how she's treated, and so we don't want to think that this was somehow just us being funny. It's actually us being kind of cynical and saying like, no one's paying attention to who she is.
Definitely social commentary.
Definitely social commentary, for sure. So, go ahead. Yeah.
Of course, this is more of the rough draft. These will turn out to be smaller blocks at the top with a main frame. As you can see, she is starting to move through the office space to her desk.
We'll actually change that if you look. We originally had cubicles,
Yeah.
and she's walking through the cubicles, and we're going to have someone basically pop up and say something inappropriate. And we switch it, and so
Open concept, so that their desks are open so that management can see what they're doing.
so now we have a water cooler at the top there, and we start to have people. We start to fill in the office.
I also want to point out there is some cynicism with the corporate sign, think quality every day, unless you're management and just looking for a quick buck. But there you go. I mean, capitalism. Start to flesh out some more personnel in the office. And of course, the old water cooler, which will become more important here in a second. All right.
This is really just showing the layers. I put this in there I wanted to show that when we're drawing it, we can actually just look at one person when we're drawing. And I think going forward, I'm going to hold myself. I don't know about you, Larry. I'm going to speak for you, but I'm going to spend a lot more time on each person, and I'm going to spend time as though every person was the cover. Just really try to fill in who they are, what's going on with them more. A lot of people in these next few pages have blocks as feet. Because we're not trying anymore. We were out of time. So.
That said, a lot was going on.
A lot.
There was a lot going on. But yes, you are correct. We just were not taking the time that we did at the very beginning. Oh, as you can see, she's always and ever lovely.
So you'll see this later on. In the early sketches, we had her hair down, and it just caused a problem because if you're looking at her over the shoulder and her hair's down, you can't really see anything. So we actually pulled her hair back up, and so hopefully we've been sort of consistent in that. But that's really why that happened. Is we were running out of space because once you put the words in, you lose a lot. I think that can't be expressed enough. And then there's the final one, right? So if you look at the TV, we actually, pulled in a picture of him, and
Absolutely. And you can also see, here goes Monday Joe going to the water cooler, going to get some water, and kind of drops his drink there as she walks by.
Yep. Page 14. So we're going to continue on, and she's still in the office. What you're going to start to see is the Earth villains. So you're aware that there's a plot already, that someone's trying to kill him. There's aliens that are trying to come in, but they're obviously not plotting against him on Earth. And so now we're going to introduce a set of characters that is sort of interesting, because what you're going to find is it's a boardroom.
Truly.
And, that boardroom of characters will be our villains in this situation.
And I want you to also pay attention that here's the rough, and normally I would draw out more and flesh it out, but I did it all in vector. Once again, very boxy, very plain.
It's really hard.
Time constraints.
Yeah.
So then
It
here's
doesn't have the same character.
here's the picture that I went back and actually tried to give it a little more bumps and real life feel to it, but it's still very flat, very flat, very 2D. But of course, you can see there's a news stand, boardroom, office space. Yes.
Well, so this is interesting because
Definitely is somewhere, but I can't.
I have a drawing from like 2001 where I really was trying to figure out, ways to design Transformers that were cool. And
Oh, tell them the story. Tell them the story. You can't talk about Transformers without telling the story.
We'll tell the story later. I'll bring it in.
Yes.
There's no point
Yes.
in
Okay.
doing it.
Okay.
There's no point.
Secrets
But-
then. Secret.
Secrets.
Wait for that one. That's going to be good.
But you remember
You wait till
Rosie
you see
the
that.
robot, right? She had a single wheel and she would move around. And I really like that idea. I just love the idea of a single wheel and robots moving around a single wheel. And so we made this robot, and I drew it like that big, and then like scaled it down. And so again, this is one of those things where I spent way more time on the robot than I did on other things. And so keep going. What else do we have going on in the? in the
Well,
picture?
here you've got the crowd, people giving a speech, the boardroom, the actual members at the table.
I think, keep going, because I think that's the office. Yeah, so,
Well,
yeah, that's
And
going
then-
to be the office.
and then these are more the office personnel. This is the guy who's gawking at her.
Which is interesting, because here we are in 2023.
And nothing's changed.
Really, I don't know. I would actually say that,
Oh, we've made progress.
I would say we've made progress, because I would say that in the early 2000s, when I started my career, if a woman came to the office, whatever comments were made about her outfit, no one batted an eye.
That's true.
And now,
That's
I
true.
really do feel like we've made progress, because I think if I or someone else said something about something a person was wearing,
Anybody.
other people would be like, it's not appropriate.
Right.
And so, I
Speak
hope-
up. Speak out.
Exactly.
Don't let that stuff happen.
And, as guys, we hear a lot of things that we can go, yeah, don't want to talk about that. You don't have to be cruel. You don't have to make it a big deal. You just go, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And
As white males, you hear a lot of stuff too that other people of the same persuasion think is appropriate, and you have to tell them it's not.
don't agree with you. So, I
Anyway.
do think there's progress. I do feel that people are starting to understand how that affects other people. So,
But as always, peace, love, and light. So let's go a little bit forward. I think this is probably going to have to be our last page.
this is going to have to be your
A
last
quick
page.
one.
So that's, again,
So-
this is the process. We're starting to fill in more. We're filling in some colors. We're filling in some of the people. Again, we're super rushed, and so you're going to see us go from this page with hardly anything in it to the final page, which is like everything filled in 20 minutes. And
We put a hole in the tree just to give it some character. You know what I mean? So.
it's something. The filing cabinet at least makes sense now, but the previous picture didn't make any sense.
Well, a lot of it didn't.
Ended at the horizon line, but the desk did not. So, what's he even say there?
Oh, hold on. I'll have to put my glasses back on. I can't see without my glasses. I'm
You
just
can't
like
see without
Velma.
glasses, like-
No clues around here.
What is interesting about this is we have to figure out how to move forward on this, because we in no way are trying to be offensive about this, but we are trying to very much say that like she's never treated normal. She's
Right.
never.
Some of you
Thought
might
of
know how
it.
that is.
And if you look at the comment the guy makes, it's interesting because when we made it, we were like, that's kind of ridiculous. That's what a guy would say. Now I think it would get someone fired.
You would hope. You would hope.
You would certainly hope.
Yeah, you would hope it.
And he thinks it, so maybe maybe you could argue, well, it's whatever.
Right. Everybody knows this guy. We know this guy,
We all know this guy.
and we don't like him.
We don't like him, and at the top, we had, again, it come up with a mayor.
Yeah.
We didn't come up with a mayor the way we should have. We should have sat down and said, tell me what this mayor's like. And
I like the mayor's character though. I like the way he looks. I like the round offset egghead with the big chin. No.
Go
I
on.
mean, it's very Jetsons to me. You know what I mean?
it does look like Mr.
I'm-
Spaceland.
Yeah. Except like maybe his taller older brother or something. But
Right.
back to work.
Back to work. Back to work.
And on this one, I'm just going to read it real quick. The greatest man in this town's history will take questions, and when you're done with me, the undying hope can take some questions. Ha 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 ha! The mayor, he's making a joke because
Just making a joke,
mayors and pastors do that, whether they're good or not.
whether they're good or not.
What's with the red hat? Where's your cape? Does your wife know about Angelina?
So
We're not going to say any more about that
well,
one.
so hold on. So this is funny, right? We made this in 2006, and Angelina Jolie was already this ridiculous celebrity then.
And she
here
stole
we are
Brad
in
Pitt.
2023. It's the same thing. She's still in the middle of all this stuff. So
Anyway.
that was the joke.
That was the joke. And of course, around the board members are all talking, looking at the screen in the news, and they're all talking about the plan. The plan is going to plan. And of course, Doofus McPherson down here is talking about the milk and cookies over there at the side.
Doofus McPherson. So if
That's
you're-
going to be his name from now
If
on.
your name Doofus
Doofus
McPherson, we
McPherson.
would like to apologize.
Yes, because we had, no.
Anyway, I think
Oh.
we're at time for the week.
Yeah.
We again, unfortunately, we spent a lot of time trying to set all this stuff up.
Because I'm slow.
But we do have a working tablet for Larry,
Absolutely.
so fantastic news. And everyone, please have a good week, and we
Positive
look forward to
vibes.
seeing you again.
Lots of loves. Thanks.
And cut. Hey, thanks for watching.